Good morning, friends. My name is Mithun Bhoi. Today's my subject is sales marketing, and topic is decision making. Introduction. The decision making unit is a collection of terms of individuals who participate in buyer's decision process. The general DMU related to business or organization buying decisions process rather than to those of family examples. You have product or service that you want to sell, but in order to do so you first need to convince the several people. The DMU is the primary sorry, DMU is a primary used in B2B purchasing, but can be used to visualize the people who influence the B2C decision process. Six parts of decision process making as follow. The as follow the end user. The end user going to use your product or service when developing your product or service. It is important to gather a lot of feedback from the end users. B2B examples. Suppose a company wants to buy a new official building. The end users are employee who will work in the official building. B2C. Suppose a man want to buy a new car, then the end user are a man who drives the car and the family that rides on along. Influencer. The influencer are another influence the initiator and the decision makers. They do not necessarily have to be people within the organization or within the family. They can also be consulting or acquaintance. B2B example. A consultant recommends an office building in the middle of the city as this look more reliable to customers, and so employees don't have to travel far. B2C example is a friend says that his Tesla drive perfectly, and that he has never had so much nice car. Initiator. The initiator is one who experience the problems. The person want to problem solve, and is intensely mood to do so. The initiator are probably the ones who need to start over convincing the rest of the DMU seek a solution, purchase a solution. B2B example of B2P. HR manager noticed that there is no enough space for all employees to work well. Uh, in a case, HR manager will need to convince the CFO or CEO to the look a new office building. B2C example: all the men's close friends are buying a new car. The man does not want to fall behind his friends and need to convince the wife buy to a new car. Economic bias. The economic bias is the person who manages the money must permit to spend that money. These are often people who negotiate, for example, the price negotiate. B2B example, the CFO negotiate with the party Y to agree on a price and to free up funds. B2C examples, the husband and wife together may decide to spend their money on new car. Decision maker. The decision maker is a person who is last to decide whether a decision going to be made have the power and the authority to exercise the final says and are ultimately responsible for the decision made. B2B in B2B example, CEO of a company who ultimately decide whether a new office building will be purchased. In B2C example, the husband and wife can be decide together to buy the car. Gatekeeper. The gatekeeper's job to keep you out. Think of a secretly who needs to protect the time of important people or people who need to protect their own interest and keep you out. B2 for in B2B example, landlord sub of the existing office building might offer additional space to keep the company from leaving. In B2C example, the wife could be a gatekeeper purchase. Perhaps she think a new car is waste of money that could be better than spent. There are advantage and disadvantage of it as follow. In advantage of a DMU gives more information, increase the people participation, provides more alternatives, improve the quality of decision, and disadvantage are costly, time consuming, individual domination, and oblivious of responsibilities. Conclusion of a DMU is rarely stable and it often changes. The decision making unit may change as a result of a additional another person. Conflict of the interest may also play a major role as a consequence of the which the outcome of decision making process become unpredictable. It is advisable to look at influence, precisions, roles, and risk from a distance. Thank you.